The Ghostly Banquet. In a small, secluded alley of Chinatown, Singapore, there was a ramshackle old house that had been abandoned for years. The locals believed that a rich merchant had once lived there, but rumors circulated that he had mysteriously disappeared on the night of the Hungry Ghost Festival. Over time, the house became a place of legend, often spoken of in hushed tones. People would warn others to stay away, especially during the 7th month, when spirits were believed to walk freely. One year, a group of young friends, skeptical about the local superstitions, decided to break into the old house on the night of the Hungry Ghost Festival. They wanted to prove that the stories were nothing more than old wives' tales. Armed with flashlights, they made their way inside, laughing nervously as they explored the dusty rooms. As they wandered deeper into the house, they stumbled upon a large, forgotten dining room. To their shock, the long wooden table was set with fine china, food, and drinks, an elaborate feast that seemed as though it had been prepared for guests. The food, however, was in a state of decay, and the scent of rot hung thick in the air. "Looks like the ghosts are having a party," one of them joked. As they laughed, a cold wind blew through the room, and the door slammed shut behind them. Suddenly, the flickering of their flashlights revealed something terrifying: shadowy figures sitting at the table. Their faces obscured, but their eyes glowing faintly. The friends froze, their laughter dying in their throats. One by one, the figures began to raise their utensils, moving in unison as though part of a ritual. The food, now steaming, was no longer rotten. The spirits began to eat horrifyingly fast, devouring the food as though they hadn't eaten in centuries. The room grew colder, and the temperature seemed to drop drastically. The friends, paralyzed by fear, could only watch as the spirits devoured the banquet, their eyes fixed on the living intruders. Suddenly, one of the spirits turned its head and stared directly at the group. The figure's mouth opened wide, revealing rows of sharp, jagged teeth, and it whispered, "You have disturbed our feast. Now you must join us." In panic, the friends scrambled to the door, but it wouldn't open. The shadows at the table began to rise, their hands reaching out towards them. The friends screamed, but their voices were swallowed by an eerie silence. When the door finally burst open, the house was empty. No feast, no spirits, and no signs of the friends who had entered. Weeks later, the locals found their bodies, lifeless and drained of color, lying near the house. No one could explain what had happened, but the house was left undisturbed for another year. On the night of the Hungry Ghost Festival, if you listened closely enough, you could hear the faint sound of a banquet being prepared, waiting for the next unwitting souls to arrive.